Hey, it's your girl Stacy here. I'm at the beach. I don't know about you, but this astrology has hit me in like all the feels and all the places. So I'm sitting here pretty close to, I'm on the shore and I'm pretty close to where the waves are coming in. You can hear them in the background. But it's funny because they keep inching up and inching up and inching up, and that sort of seems very apt right now. I always look at the ocean as a symbol for emotion, and I'm not a fan of the feels. I'm just not one of those girlies that love all the feels, but they're there. And we have to feel them. So it was funny, on the way here, I was just sort of like, in a meditative state as I get when I'm driving. And Terry Jack's Seasons in the Sun came on. And my best friend, passed away in 2016. And this was kind of our happy place. We would always come here and just, hang out. And it's been 9 years. And yet, I almost had to pull over because I started crying. I don't know about you, but I feel that we, and myself in particular, I'm on the precipice of a huge transformation, a huge breakthrough. And I sort of feel like that's the invitation. And that's the work that we've all been doing these past however many years, and it hasn't been easy. It's been a struggle, and it's been so difficult. I mean, there's just so much that's going on that we don't love. But here's the thing, and you can feel free to throat punch me if you like. I might if I were in your place. But this astrology, all of this isn't happening to us. It's happening for us. I don't know. I always get that thing where I've always been very strong. And, there's that meme that, okay, strong enough, stop. And I've got to say, these past several years, I have just been pushed and tested to what I thought my limits were, and I thought I would break, and came out the other side even stronger than I ever imagined possible. And quite frankly, I was content at being, strong enough. So Saturn just moved back into Pisces on the 1st. So it's been a few days, but I was feeling it probably about a week ahead, and it's just very intense. My natal Saturn is in Pisces. So I just finished my second Saturn return, and now I'm kind of like going back through, and I gotta say, through that Saturn return, I felt like Captain America. Like, I just felt like I was getting hammered and kept getting up and be like, okay, great, I can just do this all day. And that's like what Saturn has been for me. Okay, do you mean it? But did you die? Not physically, no, but I will have to say that there were parts of myself that maybe did die. And I feel like that's a lot of what's coming up right now is that grief. We hold pockets in ourselves of the lives that we wanted to live, or the dreams and the hopes that we had for ourselves that didn't come true. And maybe they just really weren't our dreams to begin with, or maybe it wasn't divine timing, but that doesn't mean that we still don't grieve for those. And I think that's it. I think that we don't take the time to pause to grieve for these things so that we can get it out, let it go, so that we can usher in the new. Because quite frankly, if your room is filled with junk, you can't bring anything new in, no matter how much you hate that junk or how much that junk means to you or how much you're just accustomed to having it around. And trust me, for myself, this is very symbolic as well as literal. So anyway, yeah, and this is that full moon, right? It's the full moon in Pisces. Our north node is in Pisces. Saturn just retrograded back into Pisces. The sun and the south node are in Virgo. This is saying a lot to us. For myself, I have typically been about as flexible as rebar. So really leaning in to the Piscean energy of going with the flow. And I gotta say, having been hammered these past however many years, I'm just kind of like, whatever, bring it. You know, I do the thing that's in front of me and I just continue with the faith and trust, you know, because I have a knowing in my heart of what things really are. And I guess it's like that one thing where you have, you know, the guy at the chalkboard and he's got this, that, and the other, then stuff happens and it comes out this end. I never really like that and then stuff happens. I just want to go from here to here. I don't know, just me. Anyway, it's an eclipse, sure, right? But it is also a full moon. So it's a great opportunity to let go once and for all until it comes back again next time, because you know it always does, of some of those Piscean things. Do you have some unfelt? Do you have some feelings that are that you haven't felt? Feel them, let them go. Do you have any kind of addictions? Really take a look at that and see if they're serving you. I have a good friend who used to always say, every once in a while, it's great to leash up your demons and run them around the block. And I truly believe that. And I also believe in crutches, but the key to a crutch is you gotta know when to put it down. So this is an invitation to take a look at, is it time for me to lay this crutch down? Is it? It's also a blood moon. Ugh. In primitive cultures, that was seen as sort of an ominous portent, but I don't necessarily see it as that. It's coming to my mind as more of a celestial menstrual cycle. And again, what happens when you just flush everything out, right? At that deep, visceral feeling level. And for myself, I'm really taking it as an opportunity to examine where is it that I do not go with the flow, and where can I let that go, and has it been serving me? And the thing about letting go is it's not about spiritual bypassing. It's not about affirmations, writing it over and over, because the fact is, if you don't feel it, it's not going to happen. And our nervous systems are such an integral part of our creations, and also kind of what's holding us back, because if it's something that we are feeling safe with and comfortable with, our nervous system is going to feel comfortable with it. It's like that room full of junk, right? We may not like it, but we're super comfortable with it. And there's a little bit of anxiety, you know, as we try to let it go. But what happens if I need that, you know, cord that went to the VCR back in 1989? Probably not going to need it. But it's funny how we get attached to those things. So the way I work with this energy, because your girl is very stubborn, is that I say I'm willing to let it go. And then if that doesn't feel right, if I'm doing the thing in my head like, you're so full of crap, you totally are not ready, you're not going to let that go, then I keep doing it. I'm willing to be willing. I'm willing to be 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 willing until it gets ridiculous. At one point I was doing something and I got to 30 I'm willing to be's. And by that time I was just doubled over in laughter, which absolutely lightened the mood. And that was, you know, kind of delicious. So I guess my main message here is this is a really powerful times. Really powerful fated times. And it's no mistake that you're here. If you're here, you're meant to be here. And you have gifts, you have things that you're here to do. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for you being here. I think that's pretty damn awesome. So do the best you can. If you feel called to work with these energies, please do. But don't beat yourself up over it. That's not gonna help anybody or you especially. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some space, grace and space. And just love on you for doing the best that you can. And remember, none of this is happening to you. It's happening for you. And if you think about it, that is so empowering because that puts you in a position to handle it. And my darlings, my loves, you are so much more powerful than you know. Own it. Yeah. So, thinking the best for you. Love you from the bottom of my heart. If you have any questions, comments, put them down in the comments below. And take care. Hey, we'll meet up again maybe before the next eclipse this month.